So I did a video about rising signs, and I think it's obvious to you at this point that I don't hate any astrology signs, but I might be seen as the astrologer that hates rising signs. And I think I'm okay with that, actually. All right, so modern astrology is transforming. One of the reasons it's transforming is because the world is transforming. How are we changing? We're becoming more self-absorbed, but the interesting, cool thing is that through that self-absorption, we are going to become more self-reflective. Never in the history of the world have we had time to sit back and reflect. Everybody was always too busy. They were just hoping that their children survived the winter. They were traveling across the ocean. They were up against malaria. They were fighting wars for kings that they would never meet in their life. They were living in poverty and just trying to have enough food to put on the table. So there was never a chance to just sit back and say, how do I feel? Or who am I? Or do I think I'm a good person? The most that they could ever reflect on was, where am I going after this life? That was just a fantasy to make the day go by because their life was so miserable. The only way for them to feel better about it was to know that after they die, they're going someplace better. They wouldn't fill out what is heaven with lots of details. They would just say, it's great, it's wonderful, it's perfect. I mean, we just know about fluffy clouds, pearly gates, bunch of virgins. It's very general. The rising sign was so important in astrology because it was the starting place. On a game board, it would be start here. A lot of people didn't get past start here, so all they knew about themselves was their rising sign, how they felt about the world at large, and what people seemed to want from them, what they thought would impress other people, i.e. their parents. Now we're starting to have the opportunity to go from the rising sign in our youth to our sun sign, which usually starts to come out through the teen years and through the 20s, egomaniacs, like, woo, I'm so great. And then something happens, that Saturn return, that pesky Saturn return. And when that happens, we really get in touch with who we really are. We get in touch with our moon sign, we get in touch with our north node, we get in touch with the houses in our chart, all of these parts of ourselves that we didn't even know were there. But now, why do we need to wear a mask? Why can't we delve into exposing our true emotions? The moon is what we express when we're with the people that we trust. Why can't we learn to trust more people? Why can't we learn to put more of our heart on our sleeve? Well, we are. I mean, look at us right now. You've never met me, and yet in your comments and in your messages, you are telling me things that you've gone through that are life-changing. You're telling me your heartache. You're telling me parts of your journey that don't always feel good to talk about. Isn't that amazing? This is the modern world. We are wearing a mask much less of the time. I'm hoping that you will never be able to tell what my rising sign is, because I hope that I will be expressing more of who I really am to you and that I won't be afraid. At first, when we focus on ourselves, it's a mirror that we're holding up to see our own reflection. And then we will see that there's a window. Then we will realize that there is a door that we can step through. This is the expansion of our mind. By focusing on ourselves, we can then truly focus on others. And with this great introduction, I'm going to start the Rising Sign series.